We got another one getting dropped off. We at capacity too. Sheesh. Got 2 there, got 2 over there. It's another 96 coming in. I see some headers. It never stops, man. It never stops. That's why people be hitting me up like, hey, I want to bring the car. This is on the waiting list. This dude been waiting since the summer. You know, just we had capacity, man. We had capacity. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I got one at the house. So it don't stop. All right, y'all. Well, we gonna keep it going. I promise, plenty of content, plenty of B-body and Impala stuff. So, let's see. The last video was, I think I just uploaded that today. Was extending the lug nuts on, not the lug nuts, the studs on the 95 with the Maglias, the Forgiatos. So that's all done. Computer's gone. So that's just sitting at home in the garage until I get the computer back. And the only thing I noticed too when I drove it home was the horn needed to be adjusted a little bit. It was a little bit off from center, so that's easy stuff. We'll fix that. But today we're finally getting to this gray thing. This thing's been, I've had this car in my possession for at least 2 months now. I have done some work to it. Me and Harry, we went back in, changed the oil pan gasket, new rear main. So as you can see, it's probably been sitting here about a week, and there's no drops. Those are just stains from before. There's literally no drips under here, just some old stains. So it is dry. Very rare to get a beat body that doesn't leak, but this one does not leak a drop. So we are good there. So today we will be tackling upper and lower control arms and steering. So I had a couple people request in the past videos on how to do the upper and lower control arms. So we're doing upper, lower control arms, all the steering, got some Bilstein shocks for it. We are changing the brakes. I'm gonna go with some drilled and slotted calipers on this, and I'm sorry, drilled and slotted rotors and possibly new calipers, not sure yet. Or I may just paint these because they still work. But definitely new rotors are gonna get put on here and new brake pads. And then I'm gonna paint the frame, make it look all nice with the new suspension and all that good stuff. Paint the coil and all that. So tonight's project is getting the front end torn down. So getting everything off, so we can paint all the spindles, all that stuff, taken apart, so that we can paint the frame, paint the sway bar, paint the coils, and it doesn't have to be super nice, just better than it looks now. So looks like somebody already attacked under here, but we'll add a little bit more. I got some undercoating I can put in there, and I'll clean this up with the die grinder and paint it back black with some undercoating. And so the goal tonight is to get all of this disassembled, get the spindle off, get everything taken apart, and then we'll get it all painted, let it sit, and then we'll come back and put it all together. So, but today is just disassembly. And also in the shop today, we got dropped off a 96 Impala 5.3 4L60. It started its life at another shop. This gentleman hit me up on Instagram back in the summer. I want to say it had to be like back in August or something. Said he had a LS swap that needed to be finished, and I am very reluctant to go behind somebody's work, but this dude said, man, they had my car for 2 years. They got it to start, but that's it. I mean, it starts, it runs, but nothing works. Like the windshield wipers don't work. My cluster doesn't work. The knobs on the AC don't work. Nothing works in the car. Like none of the body stuff works. So I was like, I bet I already know what happened. They use the standalone harness, which is what I see a lot of times with these cars, which if you know what you're doing, you can use a standalone harness and just rewire the factory harness yourself. But if you don't know how to do it, I wouldn't suggest it. I'd go with like a modern vintage harness, which is what this is. And it's okay. I'll be honest, I prefer the current performance harness for a couple of reasons. And I'll go over those later. But I did a plug and play harness with them. So basically you send them your Impala harness and they rewire it, and then they build the LS harness from scratch and, you know, hook it all up and get it going. So, oh, perfect. I did get the right injectors. Okay. I was just looking at the injector things. But anyway, here it is. So it's not terribly done. But as you can see, there's no computer in here. The computer is actually stuffed under the dash quite terribly. So it's got Corvette brackets, looks like, Corvette water pump, Corvette balancer. It's got headers already. It's got the, looks like the LS3 style coil packs. We'll put the other ones on there and just clean it up. So basically it's just clean up, because it does run, and it does run. Drive, I don't think so, but it will start and run. But as you can see, there's no provisions on the harness for the windshield wipers. They didn't even put the right hose on here. And then this is for the alternator, I believe. And then this goes down to the starter, I think. I don't know, but it just wasn't done very well. I don't even know what this is grounded to. I don't know, but anyway, my plan is to kind of disassemble it, get all the intake. I'll take the intake off, you know, we'll clean this up so it doesn't look all weird. We'll get the intake off and pull the old harness off, rewire, put the new harness on it, get everything, you know, how it's supposed to be, you know, get it looking a little bit cleaner and stuff like that. You know, it's really just a cleanup job, just making it better than how it looks now, because now the fan is rubbing on this thing. That's not supposed to be like that. Then they use the factory LT1. Is this thing rolling? Oh, okay. Factory LT1 mass airflow sensor. We'll get that out of here. And just clean it up, man. Just really just get it better. So it shouldn't be too bad. You know, when I initially looked at it, it was a couple months ago, and me and the customer had stayed in touch. I mean, he paid for his harness and stuff like that, and I don't know why I thought it was way more work than what I see here. But again, once you start taking stuff apart and stuff like that, down the rabbit hole we go. So it needs a lot of work. The car sat for a while. You know, it needs seats, you know, interior stuff it's gonna need. It's got the Altezza tail lights. I'm not a fan of them, but the customer wants to keep them. So, you know, basic B-body problems. We all know these problems, and we all know these problems. But at least he gave me a pillow to sit on, so that's cool. But other than that, I'm pretty sure I can get this thing cleaned up quite well. I'm not too worried about it. I've seen worse. Ugh, here we go. Yeah, I've seen worse. And I'm gonna do a video on, hold on. And all you people wanting to run a Dakota Digital, we got one. So actually, I like this. I like this one a lot. I'm not a fan of the straight digital one. I actually hate that one. I think it's horrible because it's hard to read. It just doesn't look good, but I like this one. For a 96, not too much because they already have it, but if you have a 95 and you put this in there, I think it looks good, but this is what he wants. I've actually never done one of these. So this is gonna be fun for the both of us. We're gonna learn this together. So from what I can tell, it looks pretty straightforward, because basically you just get all the connections from the factory cluster harness and just wire it in there, and you know, shouldn't be too bad. Should come with some instructions, and looks like it's got some fittings and some other fun doodads. But yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun doing this. So I think you guys will like seeing that, and then we'll get all this cleaned up. And oh, let me show you the harness. Hold on. So as you can see, that's the harness under there. So they got it running in, and then the PCM is stuffed right there. So no ashtray, they just stuffed the PCM right there, and then the fuse box is right there. And then I gotta go in and figure out what the hell they hacked up under here to try and fix that too. So I'll probably end up pulling this lower dash off and pulling all the old harness out and kind of figuring out where we're gonna go and how we're gonna wire this up. So that's the next project. Well, not really the next one. I had him bring it because I did have him waiting for a while, so I was like, you know what, go ahead and bring it. This gray car won't take long. It's a couple-day project. I planned on doing it all today, but man, I could not get the wheel lock off on the other side, but I got it. Took me 2 hours, but I got the wheel off. So that I was fighting with that. But yeah, so I'm gonna go through and just assess what needs to be done, what I need to order. But it shouldn't be too bad because the car runs. I don't know if it overheats or what kind of tune they have on the computer, all that stuff I need to go through. So, and he wants AC, so we're gonna have to get brackets for it, you know, all of that. But my main goal is to get it running and driving. All right, so it's been about 30, 40 minutes. Got everything broken down. This thing is dirty. I blew a lot of the dust away, but this frame is not nice. So got pretty much accomplished what I wanted to accomplish on this side. Just got to go do the other side now. Oh yeah, and the other night I did stay. Somebody had called me and I never finished the video, but I did stay and get this engine together. This is the 5.3 that's going in the Z71 2003 Suburban. So customer wanted blue. He wanted a little darker, and I did have a darker blue, but it looked black. So I was like, well, I'll just put this on there, and then once I put it in the truck, it won't be as bright. And plus, this is actually the same color as my truck, so I'm actually gonna paint my 6.0 that color. So it's kind of cool that I got that. So it's pretty much ready to go. I just got to get a front timing cover for it. Front timing cover, and it'll be ready to drop in. That's it. I mean, that's the last big thing. Oh, I need to get a harmonic balancer. I thought I had a spare one, but I do not have any harmonic balancers for these trucks. So I may just buy another one. They're not that expensive, but we'll see. I'll just go to the junkyard, grab one, throw some paint on it, call it a day. But yeah, I need a front timing cover, harmonic balancer. It might be in the truck. I'll check when I get home, but if not, I'll just get another one. But yeah, so the Suburban will be here tomorrow. I'll just put it right here. I'll get this motor dropped in, and I'll probably spend all day getting it running, just so I can get it the hell out of here. That's my plan. I want it running and gone. So because I don't have a lot of room in here, and I already have 2 Impalas outside. My car is going home tonight, and I'm going to be able to put the other 96 with the LS in here tonight. But once that Suburban comes, I'm going to have to take that car home. So, but then I have to bring it back because I got something going on here Wednesday that's going to be really cool. So, and I want to have that car here and not the Suburban. I need that out of here by Wednesday so that when what happens on Wednesday happens, all the cool cars are here. And I may bring well, it won't be ready, but I'd like to bring the other car back, but it won't be here, so it's fine. But I'll let you guys know more about that as it comes, if it happens, because it was supposed to happen before, it didn't happen, so I don't want to talk about it and it doesn't happen. It was like, oh, whatever happened to, you know, whatever. So like I said, Suburban 5.3 rebuilt. Shout out to my boy Mac Anthony. I bought that from him. And he's actually bringing me a flywheel cover for my 4L80 because I've been looking for one, haven't been able to find one. So let me eat something. This went pretty quickly, pretty faster than I thought it would. I've been dreading doing this, but it actually went pretty quick. So the other side shouldn't be too bad because I already know what tools I need. I don't need to look for anything again. You know, I got everything that I need. Get that side knocked out, clean it, paint it, and then tomorrow, if I come in tomorrow and work, I'll put it all back together. So we'll see how that goes. I was about to start filming and I realized that my battery was on 8%. I don't know if you look back at some of my earlier videos, I was always like, oh man, I was filming and the battery died and I didn't realize. So the wife surprised me with a GoPro dual battery charger. So slap the battery in there and I can put 2 in there, and I got like 4 or 5 batteries. Another one here, one here. So I got 4 batteries. Oh wait, it might be. Oh, there's another one right here. This one actually might need charging. So I don't know why I have so many batteries, because I know she bought one. She bought a GoPro. This is her GoPro. And then she never uses it, so I took it. Maybe hers came with an extra one. I don't know, but this is pretty cool. Oh, it's upside down. Hold on. Boom. 2 batteries at the same time. Anyway, I realized in that other rant or whatever, I figured I'd just take a second to actually show you guys. I know don't tell me my flashlight died. Yep. All right, well, that's okay, because it's all right. It's all right. Got another one on the charger. So when one dies, plug this one up. And my boy Richie too had told me about the batteries for these, and I keep forgetting to order them. Boom, back in the game. All right, so the other side's already done, so I'll just give you a brief, show you guys how I do. Come on, okay. So first thing I do, disconnect the steering. You know, pop that off, let it hang, whatever, so you can move this back and forth freely. I already took the speed sensor out. As you can see, it's PB Blast on there, and it's a, where is it? It is a, the volt for that is a 9/32. So you take that little nut out, and you just wiggle speed sensor out. Then loosen that, pop it, so it's already loose. I already hit it with the pickle fork, and it's already loose. So I'm gonna loosen the upper, pry that out the way, and you see I already got the jack set up at the bottom, because this thing's a little sketch. I don't know if this is gonna hold, so we'll get that off too, and I'll show you guys how to get this control arm off and all that. This is really from my boy Pablo, for coming and helping me or whatever. And I told him, I forgot to tell him, I'm gonna call him right after I get done with this, but I forgot to tell him that I was doing this today. But man, sometimes when I get in the zone, I just work. And I like to take advantage of these opportunities when I feel like working, because some days I don't. So whenever I do feel like working, I just grind it out till I'm just like dead tired and can't move. So tonight's gonna be one of those nights. But yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna get to the point of where it's time to disconnect the upper control arms, and I'll show you how to do those, how I do them, basically. Not how to do it, how I do it. But I've done quite a few. So let me get the nut taken off, and I'll pry it up, and maybe I'll set it up. Let me see how much memory do I have. I got about 11 minutes. All right, let me set it up, and so you can kind of see. All right, I'm gonna try to set this up the best way that I can. Move some of this crap out of the way, and I'll set this up on a, see how that looks. All right, so from here, basically, see, does that work? Yeah. So from here to the pry bar, just pry it That's why this is important. You just put that under there. Oops. Just pry it as far up as you can get it. You'll see the 2 bolts under there. So normally what I'll do is there we go. All right. So normally what I'll do is I'll take this. Let's see, where's the extension? Sometimes I can do it with the extension. Sometimes it'll play nice. Sometimes I gotta hit it with the, I gotta get it right up on there. But let's see. So normally I'll just set this on there. Yeah, see, that didn't do shit. So now if you don't have power tools, the way I used to do it before I had power tools, I would put an extension on this with a breaker bar out this way and then just loosen it. Try to get it loose to where it spins, where basically you break free the serrations. So if I get it right up on it, yep, so that spins. So that kind of broke that free. There we go. And then we'll get the other one. It's a little tight, but you can just put this here and just pry up on it and hold it. Hit it here. So when you hear the sound change, then you know it's loose. So you go in the engine bay with 3/4, and I just stick it in there and then put the impact on it. Let's see if I can do this with you guys. It's a little tricky. So normally what I do is I hold the wrench on the other side. Here, actually, let me show you so we can be thorough as possible. All right, so got the wrench on it there. Oh, there we go. So the wrench is on the nut on the upper control arm there. And I just hold it here and then I reach down with the other hand and hit it with the impact down here. Give you guys some light so you can see what we're talking about. All right, so get that on there, hold the wrench at the top. Yep, so there's the nut, and then you can just, normally I'll hit it one more time just to loosen it. Back and forth, and it'll come loose. So, and make sure you grab these shims. Oh shoot. These are your alignment shims. They'll fall right behind here on the frame. Make sure you grab them, and I usually clean them and then tape them together, and make sure you put them in the corresponding side. So if these came off the back, make sure you put them back on the back, and then the ones off the front, make sure you put them back in the front. So normally what I'll do, I'll wrap some tape around them, stick the rear ones up on the wiper cowl, and then the front ones I'll stick on top of the battery or something like that to show that these are for the rear and those are for the front. So we'll get the other one off, and then basically once it gets loose, I'll be able to pull that bolt out, and then I'll show you how to do the lowers. The lowers are actually a little easier. believe it or not, even with the spring. Because with the engine out of this car, oh, it's super easy. With no engine in it, but with the engine in it, you're fighting with AC lines and stuff like that. But we'll get it. It's not too bad. All right, so top one's completely gone. It's off, and so this is kind of how I do it. I put the bolt with the nut on it and the shims that came off. Same thing, bolt with the nut, shims that came off for the backside, and then loosen this nut, break it free, so it should be able to come off now. There we go. Don't let nobody lie to you. It's not light. So whole spindle's off, and like I said, I only do this for cars where I'm doing a lot of cleaning and stuff. It just makes it a lot easier. Other cars, I'll usually just do the top, take the top off, put the new top one on, bolt it to the top of the spindle, and then take the bottom off, swing it out the way, and do it that way. But since we're gonna clean up all this and make it look nice and pretty for my boy, so now the spindle's gone. You got the brake caliper hanging here, your ABS wire out the way, and then basically you're gonna disconnect the end link, the top shock nut, and I made it where I can take the bottom one out while it's still, but make sure keep it on the jack, because once you disconnect this, there's no pressure on it now. All the pressure's up here. Once you disconnect this, I usually do this first, because there's no pressure on it, and then disconnect that after. And then I'll show you how I get the inner bolts of the lower control arm out. All right, so the nut was seized, so I cut it. You can do that. I'm not gonna reuse it anyway. Got the shock out, so upper bolt is out to 13 millimeters. That old shock is out. So now when we lower the jack, it'll take the tension off the spring. So let's get back here. You just want to go slow. And it'll stop right there, and then you can kind of this is about as far down as it'll go, and then you use the pry bar to get it out of there. So let's do that. I need both hands for that. Okay, well, it actually came out a lot faster than I thought. I mean, literally 2 seconds I got it out. So what I do now, so you got the two bolts on the inside. Notice they're both facing backwards. So what I do is I get my 13/16 and I put it on this side. There, hold that in place. Then I get my handy dandy, where is it? This is 17, no, it's a 21. I think it's this one. Yep, 21. And here, I'll set you up. That comes off. That's one. And then just do the opposite. Well, not the opposite, but the same thing for the other side. That comes off. Just push, well, usually take the hammer. And then pull this bolt out. So that bolts out. Boom. One. Now here's a little trick that a little tip for you. What happens sometimes on this bolt, get this light right. There we go. So you see, sometimes you can't get it out because it hits the steering. You can just push it out the way. Ooh. A little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. And that'll come out. And that's that. So I'm gonna pull these two 10mm out, pull the sway bar out, and then we'll get the idler arm off, and then we'll disconnect it from the pitman arm. When I do these cars, I normally don't change the pitman arm because it's not really a serviceable part. There's no bushings on it. There's no grease fittings. There's nothing there to wear. So as long as it's good and it's not leaking or anything, I leave that alone. But I do change the center link. Told you I had a Suburban coming. So this is the 03 Z71. Got that 5.3s going in. I called the finest of the finest
JP Services.
JP Services.
Oh, shit, I can't step up on it.
To assist. Had to call him. It's my boy. Hit him up. Whatever you need, moving. You need somebody to cut your grass, get some junk out of there for you, whatever you need, you come do it. You got junk cars, he'll come get your junk car. He'll tow your non-running Suburban.
All that noise.
Everything. But he got the hoodie with the, I don't even have this yet. Look at this. With the Instagram and the Facebook. Support black business. So we're gonna slide this big thing in here. Last night the other GoPro ran out of memory, so I got everything off. The whole front end is disassembled. Those are the springs. Everything is taken apart. So when I get back to working, I'm probably gonna take the rest of the day off. We'll get all that cleaned up and painted and nice, and then I'll put it back together. But this will be a quick job. We're dropping, this is the engine for it right here. Good old 5.3 going in this. So it should be, I should be able to get this done in about a day. Hopefully, about a day. I should be able to get it squared away and get it in there and get it running and get it out of here. So we're gonna get this unloaded, just kind of get it in here, and it was perfect because the hoist is right there, the engine's right here. So I'm pull it in here, lift the hood up, drop it in, and be done. So it should be a pretty quick, easy job, I'm hoping. It was just getting it here. My trailer doesn't have a winch. And as you can see, we're full. So I got that car that's taken apart. It's the car that got dropped off on yesterday. That's not running the LS I gotta finish. So I took my car home last night, took it to Caffeine and Octane this morning. The other 96 with, well, the 96 with the LS swap, I'm gonna take that home today, right now, and store it at the house until it's ready to be picked up, because I don't want to put it outside. So we're gonna take that home, put it in the garage at the house until it's ready to be picked up, or until at least until I finish this, and then I can bring it back or whatever I do. So we got kind of a sketchy setup here because of the angle, but we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. So yeah, hit up my boy. Got wheel chop ready to go. Cat eye gang, you know. Running them cat eyes out here. You know, shout out KJ and his dually, his cat eye. I got the cat eye right there. Cat eye right here. So Corey is OBS short bag gang and cat eye gang out here. So let me help this man do this, because I'm just talking and not working. All right, so we got this thing in here. It was sketchy, but we got it in there. So I'll get to working on this tomorrow or Tuesday, because I might have to take a little trip tonight. And if I do, I'll make a video about it. So, about to go feed my tow truck man, get him something to eat, put some gas in the truck for him, and we'll get this thing, or diesel, Torian. You can't say gas because of diesel.